Whether you own big loaders like this or smaller loaders like this, it's not a matter of if they will freeze up, but it's a matter of when. So today I'm going to teach you how to thaw out a frozen loader. I'm going to teach you how to keep your loaders running all winter long without having problems. And I'm also going to cover the early warning signs that a loader is starting to freeze up, allowing you to catch it and keep it operational before it becomes problematic. So let's get started.
Hey, my name's Bailey Sullivan. I'm with Sullivan Lawn Service and you're watching Dirt Monkey.
Now you're hearing this video because probably your loader is froze up. You don't know what to do. The answer is simple. Your fuel lines are frozen. You have to thaw out those fuel lines. Now, under optimal conditions, you'll have a torpedo heater handy, and you put that right where your fuel filter is, because that 9 times out of 10 is where problems occur. This is what you're going to need. So you need to locate where your fuel filter is on your machine, and you've got to thaw the water out of the fuel lines. These things do a fabulous job in a very short while. You're also going to have an extra set of fuel filters on hand. If you don't have them right now, carry them with you, at least 2 fuel filters. You're going to put the heat right in the area of the fuel filter, because that is likely the pinch point where things are freezing up. You're going to need to find that out of your individual machine. All these machines are different. Whether it's a John Deere, a Cat, or Bobcat, it doesn't matter. You've got to locate that fuel filter and you've got to start thawing that out. You're going to pop that fuel filter off and you're going to put a brand new fuel filter in place. You also have the option of tenting that machine. If you happen to have an old tarp handy, put that tarp over the engine compartment of the machine. That's going to contain that heat. You don't have to get elaborate with this. You just got to contain the heat right in the area. Something similar to this. Keeping the wind from wicking it away. They say wind chill doesn't affect machinery, but that is an absolute lie. It's called convection cooling. The wind will actually pull and draw the heat off from the machine, and that is our enemy in this case. We've got to contain that heat to thaw out those frozen fuel lines. So we put the torpedo heater in place and we thaw everything out. That should give the machine enough fuel to get it to fire. You need to then add 911 into the fuel system. It's just an additive. It's the additive that I choose to use. If you guys have a different additive, I do want to hear about it. 911 is what we have found across the board to be the best and most effective additive for thawing actual frozen lines out. Those 2 things alone should pop off your machine. Now that you got your frozen machine finally running again, let's keep it from freezing up. First thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to the gas station and double checking the mixture on the fuel. Don't trust them. It doesn't matter what they say, it matters if your equipment's running or not. So I always add extra #1 diesel fuel, which is a pure winter blend, into the existing winter blend of the diesel fuel. On top of that, I always add some anti-gel into my fuel, and I also add 911 right into the main mixture. It's not the best for the engines, but it's best to keep the equipment running in extreme temperatures. Today, it's a balmy -19 degrees Celsius out, which means my equipment isn't liking me. Now, we've got your equipment running. We know how to keep it running by adding extra #1 into the system. What is the early warning signs that you're having a problem with your equipment in the first place? If your equipment sounds like that, it's starting to freeze up. If it's starting to spit and sputter, it's starting to freeze up. Those are the signs that it's starving for fuel. The first signs that happens, you add more 911 into the system. It's as simple as that. Are you getting the clue? Carry 911 with you everywhere you go. That is your lifeline in these situations. But now it's not a perfect world. Oh my gosh, who could believe that? You don't have a torpedo heater. What do? You have a pickup truck, you have the exhaust of any piece of equipment that happens to be running. You simply take a 4-inch pipe, if you have that, and you hook it up to the exhaust of the equipment, and you put it right into the engine compartment of the machine that you want to run. You got a 4-inch solid pipe handy, that's what you need. If you've got a steel pipe, that's even better yet. But you simply slide it on to the exhaust of your truck. You can see all that heat is now going to be directed right where I want it, right into the machine. is going to warm it up. Then you go inside the truck, throttle it down, because that's going to pour the exhaust out that much faster, and it's about thawing out this machine. You're going to want to get as much heat pumped into the area where it's froze as possible. Once you get those lines thawed out, that 911 is going to activate, and it's going to save the day. You have a big dump truck. I've used this truck to thaw out frozen equipment when I didn't have a torpedo handy. Place it into the exhaust, and then directed all that warm exhaust right on my frozen fuel lines. A big truck like this works amazing to thaw out a machine. If you don't happen to have a dump truck handy, there's other solutions. It's not a matter of if your machine will freeze up, it's a matter of when your machine freezes up. You need to be ready. Keep your extra fuel filters on hand. Have your diesel 911 in stock. If you have a different additive that you guys use, I want to know about it, because I want to keep all of our equipment running, because when it's running, it's making us money. When it's froze, it's costing us. So I want to hear from you guys. What tips, what tricks do you guys use? Put it in the comments down below.